So today I'm running. So I was thinking while I was running about areas of development in children. So what are the main areas of development in children, and what are some areas that are blatantly ignored or really not given enough attention in kindergarten and in general in parenting and education from 0 to 6 or 0 to 5. So there are many names that these areas of development come with. Many different philosophies, many different teaching methods call them in different ways. And that is just because they're trying to sell a different thing. But children are children all over the world. And although they are all unique, they do have some common traits, especially when it comes to developmental stages, development according to age, according to environment and stimuli. So let's see how we can name these areas. One of the areas of development that everyone probably knows is language development. In some methods, this is divided into reading, writing, and listening and speaking, while in some other systems or philosophies, listening and speaking are grouped together, while writing and reading are grouped together in another developmental area. So literacy or language and communication and writing and reading are all part of one language development, one area of development that is language development. Then we have physical development. It includes sports, it includes coordination, physical coordination, it includes being able to follow music and doing some actions according to music or rhythm, so following a rhythm with your body. It means also being able to take care of oneself, so self-care. And in some systems, self-care and sports or physical development per se are divided, but actually they are all part of one big group that generally indicates a child that pays attention, starts being aware and paying attention to their own body, to their body's response to exercise, to rhythm, to music, etc. And they start becoming more independent in taking care of their bodies and themselves. Then we have personal, social, and emotional development, and this can be grouped together or they can be divided into personal development, like self-awareness or self-confidence, or emotional development, where we have awareness of emotions, recognizing emotions in themselves and in other people, emotional safety, etc., etc. And then we have social development, where we also have communication, sharing, and taking part in activities with others. And this area also includes building relationships, which is probably one of the most important things that children can do in a setting. Then we have the creative area. In the UIFS it's called arts and design, and it's usually included in many curricula. So we have language, we have emotional, personal, social development, we have physical development, we have creative development, and we have logical thinking or mathematics development. Some systems call it mathematics or maths, some call it logics or logical thinking, or it's simply called science, and it just includes lots of mathematical thinking, logical exercises, recognizing patterns, recognizing shapes, recognizing numbers, recognizing quantities, measuring, etc., etc. But when it's under the label science, it also includes knowing about the world, so learning about the world around and exploring the world. While in some systems this is called science, this is called knowledge of the world or understanding of the world or exploration, and it's set apart from mathematical thinking and logical exercises, etc. So these are the main areas of development for all children in the world, and all children develop these areas. And if we do our job well as teachers or parents or head teachers of a setting, we aim to help children develop in all the areas. So how can we do that? We do it through opportunities. We have to give them opportunities to develop these areas. What I found out is that in most settings there are 3 areas that are given very little opportunity, and these are physical development, creativity, and social interactions. So if you have a class that is very led by the teacher, or if you're a parent that is very demanding and controlling of your child, it will be difficult for your child to find opportunities to socialize with others and do things by themselves, learn to regulate themselves, and also regulate themselves around others, because they have someone regulating them for them. And physical development also means exercise, right? Running and exercising. So what I've observed in many settings is that children are not given enough time or opportunity to really do lots of gross motor skills exercises. And because if you are in a city, your children are probably also lacking some exercise. So try to give your children more opportunities to go outside, exercise. And I know it is difficult when you are in a big city, or your city maybe it has not a good weather or is polluted, but there are ways that you can keep your children active even at home in winter, or you can find some centers indoors where children can exercise or do some sports. And sports, especially team sports, will also help children build relationships, and it will be good for parents as well, because they will know other parents as well. You will also build some relationships with others as a parent. And in schools, different countries have different standards, but usually children should have at least 2 to 3 hours in school. They should have 2 to 3 hours outdoors activities where they can develop their gross motor skills and fine motor skills. And just doing exercise for like 10 minutes in the morning is not enough for children. It might be good for us adults, but children really need to let steam off. They need to exercise, jump and run and hop and do all the things that children do and have done for centuries. And finally, creativity. Creativity is so important, and there is so much evidence nowadays that schools are not helping children develop their creativity. There have been studies done where children's creativity or creative expression has been kind of measured from when they were very little, like 2 or 3, and then again when they were 6 or 7, and later on. And it seems that creativity just declines with time, which is not obviously a positive trait, a positive result of education. So something is happening in schools that does not give children opportunities to express their creativity, to find their interests, and to really express themselves freely. So these are three areas that are not really supported enough, in my opinion, in settings, in early year settings and schools in general: physical development, personal, social and emotional development, and creativity or artistic expression, free expression of one's personality. So as a parent, it's very important to be aware of this, because we can help children in these 3 areas so that they will not miss out opportunities to develop in these three important areas. All areas of development in children are important, and they are all equally important. Everyone knows that children need to learn to speak and read and write and recognize numbers, but it's equally important to know how to relate with others, how to build relationships, how to make friends, how to maintain relationships, how to appreciate oneself, how to take care of oneself, how to exercise and stay healthy, and how to express one's creativity and thoughts. So I hope this video has been helpful. I will go and finish my run or walk, we'll see, and see you next time.